UFC 249 in Jacksonville, Florida. Two title fights and what was billed as the greatest prelim fight in all of UFC history. Who took the win? Who took the loss? I'll break down the main card to you. You've entered the sports opinion log here in LexAnderson world. I'm Set Man, and if you're down with all things UFC and MMA, subscribe to the greatest UFC post-fight sports channel in YouTube, in social media, right here, right now. Let's go. So, in what was billed as the greatest preliminary fight in UFC history, had ShowTime Anthony Pettis taking on Cowboy Cerrone, seeking to avenge his dismal, miserable, subpar, lackluster performance against Conor Maniac McGregor. And of course, it was ShowTime Pettis picking up the 29-28 unanimous decision victory over Cowboy Cerrone, beating him for not just the second time, but also handing old-ass Cowboy Cerrone his fourth straight loss. And on the main card, for the heavyweights, we had Greg Hardy taking the 30-27 unanimous decision victory over Yorgan De Castro. In the featherweight division, we had Calvin Kattar earning the second round, 2 minutes and 49 seconds in, the TKO victory over Jeremy Stephens. And of course, in the heavyweight division, we had a murder being committed on the grounds of Jacksonville, Florida, as Francis Ngannou scored the 22nd knockout over Rozenstruik in 20 seconds. So again, let there be no mistake about it. Francis Ngannou is the number one contender. Cormier, Miocic, I know they're watching. I know they're fucking scared, but I know they're going to try to have a little trilogy to avoid Francis Ngannou. But ultimately, you can run, DC, Miocic, but you can't hide. Francis Ngannou is going to get his title shot. So let the sports historian note it in the annals of sports history. With that victory, Francis Ngannou at 33 has won 4 straight fights by knockout or TKO, and none of his opponents have made it past the 1 minute and 11-second mark versus him. And he is the first fighter in UFC history to win 4 in a row by knockout or TKO in the first 90 seconds. Title fight for the Bantamweight division, we had the champion Henry Cejudo taking on Dominick Cruz, returning after a 3.5-year hiatus. However, it ended in controversy, early ref stoppage, 4 minutes, 58 seconds in the second round, as Henry Cejudo retains his title. But then, in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, he calls it quits. And he retires right then and there on the spot. And at first, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to blast this motherfucker for being a coward and for quitting, for leaving UFC high and dry. However, I have to respect the fact that he did say he's 33. He's dedicated his life to UFC, to MMA, since the age of 11. The man's won 6 fights in a row. And in 4 of those fights, he's beaten Demetrius Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, Marlon Moraes, and Dominick Cruz. So you know what? Henry Cejudo, Sports Opinion Log, LexAnderson, enjoy your life. Your legacy is being the champ. And in our main event, the lightweight championship of the world title fight, we had the interim champion Tony Ferguson taking on Justin Gaethje, who stepped in as a replacement when Khabib got stranded out there in Russia due to the coronavirus pandemic. But of course, there was more time to train. There was more time to prepare, and Justin Gaethje earned the 5th round TKO, 5th round at the 3 minute and 39-second mark. Gaethje gets the win, making him the new lightweight champion of the world. And of course, he promptly takes the belt from around his waist and throws it to the side, saying that he wants the real one and he will be waiting for Khabib. And of course, Tony Ferguson was truly bruised, battered, and bloodied. which was shocking because everybody on social media was posting all these memes and these collages of the previous men who came across Tony Ferguson's path and how he destroyed their face. But this time it was his face who got destroyed. And there's one thing I would like to add. All the so-called UFC and MMA fans crying how, oh, there'll be no Khabib versus Tony Ferguson. What's meant to be will be. Justin Gaethje has proven that he's head and shoulders above the rest. Tony Ferguson, his 12-fight win streak has come to an end. He falls down the ladder. Justin Gaethje, interim lightweight champ, waiting to take on the real champ in Khabib. People were concerned about the lack of fans and the energy, who, before the coronavirus pandemic, honestly, were coming across as selfish, spoiled brats, booing on fights that were great. So you get to take in great fights. You get to hear the sounds of the blows, the kicks. You get to hear the coaches yelling their instructions. You get to hear the actual sound of the fight, the labored breathing. And that's, to me, the top 1%er, the people sportscaster who's going to say what the nationwide sports leader, what the Foxies, the corporate shells are afraid to say. The environment of a UFC fight without the fans is actually still very electric because you're allowed to focus on the fight and you honestly don't have to deal with any outside noise. Sometimes a fight isn't just going to be a throwdown, blowdown. There's a strategy. There's a game plan that has to be implemented to get to victory. So Dana, good job. Stacked card, promoted, delivered. Everybody left happy. Well, I'm sure except for Dominick Cruz because, of course, early stoppage in round number 2. And let's not forget, George St Pierre, a.k.a. GSP, will be inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame. UFC middleweight champion 2017, UFC welterweight champion from 2006 to 2013, and Canadian Athlete of the Year 2008 to 2010. So happy Mother's Day to all the Mother's Day out there, sports fans nationwide. We love our mothers, and I would like to give a special shout out to my aunt D.A.B. for being like a mother to me and being a very special and important person in my life. Catch you sports fans nationwide next time. LexAnderson signing out.